So you figured out exactly what products that you need for your skin, and you've gone and spent the time to build a really great skincare routine. You've even figured out how to layer those products properly. But what about timing? What about the time in between each product? And do I need to let them dry, or can I just pile them on one after the other? Well, I'm gonna answer these layering and timing questions in this video. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Skincare with Chris Gibson. If you're not familiar with me, I'm Chris, a skincare expert, and I'm here to help you get skincare that will work for you, not empty your wallet, and not do more harm than good. So if that's your thing, hit that subscription button and that tiny little notification bell so that you know when my new videos are up each week. Okay, so I had a really great question from a couple of subscribers, and it's one that I've gotten before, but I have been very lax about talking about it. And it's one of those questions that comes up from time to time, and that is, do we need to wait, or how much time do we need to wait between each product that we apply to our skin in our skincare routine? And you know what? That's a really valid question. So I really want to thank Carla and Vania for bringing this forward and reminding me that I need to talk about it. Because if you're a skincare junkie like I am, and I think most of you that follow me are, it's a question that comes up a lot. I mean, do you really need to wait between each and every one of your products as you apply them for them to completely dry to maximize their benefits? Well, as you might guess, like all things to do with skincare, there is no easy answer or one-size-fits-all answer for this question. In most cases, waiting for a product to be absorbed into the skin is generally the best practice. And with the treatments and serums that we have on the market today, a lot of them are pretty high-powered. So yes, you do want to let them settle into the skin, but which ones and in what order and how long? Now, if questions are coming up in your head about layering the products as well, I am going to give a recap in this video of exactly what order you should layer your skincare products. So don't worry, just keep watching. Okay, so let's start with my overall 5-minute general skincare rule. And this is a rule that I got from a top dermatologist a long time ago, and it has 2 parts, and I call it the paradoxal skincare 5-minute rule. And the reason for that is going to become very apparent in just a second. The first part of the rule has to do with applying products after you cleanse. So when you cleanse your skin, you want to wait 5 minutes to let your skin kind of calm down from the exfoliation or cleansing process that you've done. So if you've done a scrub or some sort of exfoliation, mechanical exfoliation process, definitely important to do this, especially if you're using acne treatments, because they have benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, and skin can be very sensitive to those. So we want to let the skin kind of calm down for 5 minutes. That's the general rule on that side. The other side of the 5-minute rule has to do more so with dry skin problems, especially in the wintertime with dry air, or if you're a proclivity to have very dry skin on your body. You want to make sure that you get any kind of moisturizer or ceramide treatment on the skin within 5 minutes. And the reason for that is the moisture that you pick up from the shower or bathing process begins to evaporate pretty quickly. Most of us live in air-conditioned or heated environments, so it's very fast. And after 5 minutes, most of that moisture is gone from the skin. So by getting that moisturizer or ceramide treatment onto the skin, you're actually capping that moisture and holding it in the skin and doing it much more good than if you waited too long. So I know it's kind of a weird rule, but it does work very well. Wait 5 minutes after cleansing facial skin in order for it to calm down before you apply treatments and products, and get moisturizer on the skin within 5 minutes if it's a dry skin problem that you're trying to treat, especially on the body after showering and bathing. For facial skin layering and timing, there are a few rules, especially if you're using something like a spot treater for blemishes. You want to make sure anything that you're treating, like hyperpigmentation, acne blemishes, any kind of product that's going to work directly on the skin cells to produce healing, drying, or some sort of difference in the skin, it needs to go on first. And it needs to be fully absorbed into the skin before you go on to any other serum or treatment. Now for the serums like vitamin C serum, peptides, or niacinamide, you want to apply that to the skin next, and you want to give that a few minutes to absorb. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but just to absorb in the skin so it's not sitting on the surface. You can tell when that product has been absorbed. You won't see shiny or oiliness, or it won't feel wet. Okay, so for example, let's take a look at a vitamin C serum. I'm going to apply this vitamin C serum to the back of my hand. And as you can see, it's very wet, very damp. I'm going to massage it in. And let's actually time how long this takes to absorb. Okay, as I said, the skin should be cool and smooth to the touch, but not damp or sticky or oily, and it's not, and that took exactly 2 minutes. So that is kind of a gauge that you can use. I'm in an air-conditioned environment where it's very dehumidified since this is Florida. So 2 minutes for mine, you judge accordingly, but it's all about how it feels. If it's still wet or sticky or oily, it hasn't fully absorbed into the skin. So that's how you know. The same is true for moisturizers and ceramide treatments, and here's why that's important. When you apply moisturizer and ceramide treatment, it takes longer for those products to be absorbed for the skin. They're thicker, the molecules are larger, and they do tend to sit on the surface of the skin. They're designed to help the structure of the skin, strengthen it, hold moisture in. So it takes a little bit longer. You want to wait a 2 or 3 minute time period so that that's fully absorbed. I like to go about 5 minutes. Then you apply your sunscreen. So for your sunscreen, you want that to sit on the outside of the skin to provide that block from UVA and UVB light. So because everybody's indoor environment is different and the types of product mixes you're using are different, the best way to tell if something is dry enough to move on to the next product is the skin will not feel wet or damp. It will feel hydrated, smooth, cool, and calm. So you can kind of tell if you've done skincare routines for any length of time, you guys know what I'm talking about. You just don't want to keep smearing things on. Now, one other thing I want to mention here are eye creams. If you're using an eye cream, and not everybody does, eye cream always needs to go on after your serum treatments, but before your moisturizer. And the reason for that is you want the serum treatments to be able to get to the skin and be absorbed. Then the eye cream sort of acts as a protectant and a booster, and then your moisturizer and sunscreen over that. So that's what to do when you have an eye cream step in your skincare routine, which if you do, good for you. Let's have a really quick recap on layering because sometimes that gets a little confusing as well. It's really quite simple. It's cleansing and then your AHA or exfoliation treatment. So if you're using a glycolic acid product or a product that deals with hyperpigmentation, those are first. Then you follow that with your treatments and then your serums like vitamin C, niacinamide, peptides. Next, you apply your eye cream and then your moisturizer, and then your sunscreen. So that's a real simple way to remember how to layer products properly. Now there are some give and takes in this, in some of the more wild routines that we have out there. I know that you guys have seen me review several of these where there's 39 steps, and I'm not gonna get into all that today. However, those are the basics that you need to know. Now, I really hope that this is helpful in understanding what kind of timing you need in between products, or if you need it, and how to layer products properly in your skincare routine. If you have questions about that, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Love you guys, stay beautiful, and I'll see you over on the next video.